Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Canal Algérie's nightly news. On to the headlines. On the occasion of the 63rd anniversary of Independence and Youth Day, the President of the Republic, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense Abdelmajid Tebboune chairs a reception ceremony at the National Army Circle in Bni Messous in honor of high-ranking PNA officials. And our nationals abroad mark Independence Day in an atmosphere filled with patriotism and pride in the national identity. Case in point in France. Once again, American former diplomat John Bolton reiterates his support for the holding of a self-determination referendum as the only solution to the Sahrawi issue, and holds the Moroccan occupation responsible for obstructing the UN process. Welcome back. In tribute to the sacrifice of our martyrs, Algeria celebrated the 63rd anniversary of Independence and Youth Day. On this occasion, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, Minister of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense, presided over the official ceremony on Saturday at the National Army Circle, Bni Messous, here in Algiers. The ceremony was attended by senior civil and military officials, as well as members of the government and representatives of the diplomatic corps accredited to Algeria. The President of the Republic was welcomed by the Army General Saïd Chingreha, Minister Delegate to the Minister of National Defense and Chief of Staff of the PNA. Round up with Rania Bahri.
This ceremony, which falls within the framework of the long-standing traditions of the People's National Army, which aims to celebrate the various glorious milestones in our history and commemorate the souls of our valiant martyrs, was attended by the Speaker of the Council of the Nation, the Speaker of the National People's Assembly, the Prime Minister, the Acting President of the Constitutional Court, the Director of the Office of the Presidency of the Republic, the Secretary General of the Presidency of the Republic, members of the government, advisors to the President of the Republic, the Army General, Commander of the Land Forces, the Secretary General of the Ministry of National Defense, the commanders of the forces, the Republican Guard and the National Gendarmerie, the Director of the Office at the Ministry of National Defense, the Commander of the 1st Military Region, the heads of departments, the Inspector General of the Army, the Directors and heads of the Central Services at the Ministry of National Defense, and the General Staff of the People's National Army. It also included senior state officials, personalities, war veterans, and members of the diplomatic corps accredited in Algeria. The ceremony featured the national anthem performed by the Republican Guard Band and a documentary film entitled Victorious Algeria, Algeria of Construction and Loyalty to the Covenant of the Martyrs. The ceremony ended with scenes from the film and a fireworks display to mark this occasion.
USM Algiers claimed their 9th Algerian Cup title with 2-0 victory over CR Belouizdad in the final held at Baraqi's Nelson Mandela Stadium. The trophy was presented by the President of the Republic Abdelmajid Tebboune, marking USM A's first Cup win in 12 years. ننجح طيار.
The team captain of the USM Algiers received the prestigious cup from the President of the Republic, marking a historic moment in the club's legacy. USM Algiers has added a 9th trophy to its collection after winning the 2025 Algerian Cup on this Saturday. At Nelson Mandela Stadium, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, made a symbolic appearance on the pitch shortly before the match began. He greeted the players and referees of both teams, demonstrating his personal commitment to sports, athletes and Algeria's youth across all fields. He then turned to salute the crowd, acknowledging their strong presence. The final kicked off with intensity as USM Algiers immediately set the pace. Without waiting for a settling period, Benayat found the back of the net in the 9th minute, putting his team in the lead early on. Just 4 minutes later, Khaldi scored the second goal, triggering a wave of excitement that swept through the USM Algiers supporters. The stadium erupted in celebration, a feverish energy that stayed alive until the very end of the match. This commanding win places USM Algiers alongside CR Belouizdad at the top of the Algerian Cup's all-time winners list, with 9 titles each. From the opening whistle to the final moments, it was a fully controlled and confident performance. As the team lifted the trophy amid loud cheers, the players shared their joy with devoted fans. These unforgettable images will remain etched in memory, capping off a well-deserved victory in the 58th edition of Algeria's most prestigious football tournament.
Onto the diplomacy window of the night. Tasked by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, the Minister of State, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, arrived on Sunday to Singapore for an official visit to this brotherly country, reinforcing cooperation and partnership relations between Algeria and Singapore, and to give a new momentum to it, notably in economy and technology, are at the heart of the discussions. Ahmed Attaf will also have a working session with his Singaporean counterpart, Vivian Balakrishnan, in addition to bilateral meetings with senior officials of the Republic of Singapore. In her capacity as a representative of the President of the Republic, the Secretary of State in charge of African Affairs, Selma Bakhta Mansouri, took part in the official ceremony commemorating the 50th anniversary of the independence of Cape Verde that took place in the capital Praia. On the occasion, Mansouri conveyed the greetings of the President of the Republic to his Cape Verdean counterpart, Jose Maria Neves, expressing Algeria's pride in the historical relations between both countries built on solidarity and mutual support during the struggle for independence, especially that both countries celebrate independence on the same date, which is July the 5th, and a strong symbol of the unity and path of the common African destiny. Further side, the President of the Cape Verde underlined the strong support presented by Algeria for independence of their country, expressing appreciation of the brotherly relations between the two peoples. It was a day unlike any other day at the Algerian consulate in Toulouse. July 5th, the legends of the 1982 national team made a very notable appearance. Much to the surprise of the visitors, it was a beautiful gathering with all the handshakes and souvenir photos. Details with Anil Bahri.
Algerian nationals visiting the consulate in Toulouse to renew a passport or legalized document were met with a heartwarming surprise. Instead of regular staff, they found legends of the 1982 Algerian national football team, including the iconic L'Akhdar Belroumi, present in person, sharing smiles and memories. The event was a carefully planned surprise by the Algerian consulate to mark Independence Day. To re-energize our community, which deserves all happiness and respect. We are very happy and waiting for them at the stadium later. It's going to be a great day for Algerians here in Toulouse. Among those moved by the moment was Dr. Slimane, a former team doctor, now retired and living in Toulouse. It's with Algeria's victories, which won't stop here, that the Algerian people will stay united. The national team plays a very important role. Back in 1957, there were 2 or 3 great Algerian French players like Saïd Brahimi and Bouchouk who brought glory to Toulouse. It was the first French Cup won by Toulouse thanks to goals scored by those players. The former football players expressed how touched they were by the warm welcome. For a day, the consulate turned into a place of living memory. We are very happy with our community. This is a big challenge for us to come together and stand hand in hand on such an important date like July 5th. This is the big Algerian family. This is our flag. Today we are truly proud. The celebration continued with a friendly match, where the football legends played against a regional team, delighting a lively and supportive crowd. This is a national day, a national celebration. Our country is our mother. The event sparked memories and emotions beyond the field. In the stands, songs, colors and rhythms turned the event into a true public celebration. The thrilling match was full of highlights, showing talents, team spirit and passion. The most important thing for us is the celebration. The people were here and they know what July 5th means. Our presence here is a national duty. It's always a pleasure to share a moment with Algerian legends. Playing on the field with Beloumi, Nasser Bourish and Abdelhafid Tasfawet was a true honor. We are very happy. Thanks to everyone who have participated. Thanks to the Algerian consulate and thanks to the players who accepted the invitation. More than just sports event, it was a powerful moment of unity, a deep connection between generations, memory and national pride.
The Algerian embassy in Créteil, France, also marked the Independence Day with music and a festive atmosphere. The event brought together generations of Algerians to reaffirm their enduring bond with their homeland. Najah Tayyar once again.
In Créteil, the Algerian consul opened the Independence Day celebration with powerful words, setting the tone for a warm and vibrant event. Generations of Algerians, both long-time immigrants and recent arrivals, gathered in a colorful show of unity, reflecting a diverse and lively Algeria. For many, independence is not just history, but a deeply personal and living memory. For me, Algeria is my pride, and July 5th is the great celebration of a whole country's independence. Independence Day is more than just a memory. It's a glorious chapter of history that led to the freedom of our people and our nation. This day honors the sacrifice of 1.5 million martyrs and commemorates a remarkable revolution. The Algerian War of Liberation, now taught in high schools both at home and abroad, stands as a powerful example to the world. Alongside the actress Bahia Rashdi, other prominent figures from the Algerian culture scene also joined the celebration, and everyone took part in marking the occasion in true Algerian fashion, joyful, spontaneous, generous and rooted in the popular tradition. The further we are, the more deeply we feel connected, and I ask you, let's not miss a single second of this moment. Being here today fills me with pride and deep emotion. It's a duty that I do wholeheartedly and with great joy, especially in times like these, you know, how we've often been looked at, judged unfairly. That's exactly why we need to always recall our great history and celebrate it. Algeria's friends were also present at the celebration, united by the values of friendship and solidarity between the nations. What matters the most are the values we stand for. When you've been taught colonialism, you're naturally anti-fascist. That means standing with the people, and tonight that's exactly what I wanted to reaffirm. I'm especially proud because my parents and region were directly affected, and it always brings me joy to speak about these shared struggles and ideals with the Algerians. A warm, family-like atmosphere filled the celebration in Créteil. where the Algerian diaspora came together to express their deep-rooted connection to their homeland. The event honored both the rich cultural identity of Algeria and the powerful memory of its Independence Day.
The General Directorate of Communication at the Presidency of the Republic extended condolences following the death of the war veteran and EPTV technician Ahmed Bouhairet at the age of 85 years old. The Directorate recalled the late's contribution to ensure service at the national television and radio even during the Liberation War, praying Allah Almighty to welcome him in his vast paradise. For his part, the Minister of Communication, Mohamed Mzian, extended condolences to the media family and the late's close ones. Additionally, the head of EPTV, Mohamed Baghali, also sent condolences to Ahmed Bouhairet's family and the media personnel as a whole, praying Allah Almighty to welcome him in his vast paradise. Indeed, to Allah we belong, and to him we shall return. In a recent statement, U.S. diplomat and former National Security Advisor John Bolton reaffirmed support for the Sahrawi people's right to self-determination, describing the referendum as the only fair and viable solution to the Western Sahara conflict. Details with Najah Tayyar.
In an interview with the Spanish news outlet The Independent, former U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton reaffirmed his support for the Sahrawi people's right to self-determination, as outlined in the United Nations resolutions, describing it as a just cause. And Bolton's remarks come amid growing international backing for the Western Sahara issue, a development seen as a reflection of a shifting global attitudes toward the long-standing conflict.
I still think the only way you're going to get it resolved is to have a referendum. I mean, it's taken up now in a larger regional context, but for the Saharis themselves, who are still in the refugee camps at Tindouf, they deserve to be able to go back to their homes. Nobody disputes that. The question is, under whose sovereignty?
Known for his firm positions on international affairs, especially matters of decolonization, John Bolton is regarded as one of the most influential figures in American politics. He has repeatedly condemned what he sees as the international community's intentional disregard for the suffering of the Sahrawi people and the ongoing conflict that has remained unresolved for decades.
The same thing, that it's Morocco is just unwilling to take the chance that they might lose the referendum, that they still can't figure out a way to win the referendum. So I just think it's very unfortunate. It shows the real weakness of the UN, that it passes a simple resolution, easy to implement, everybody agrees to it, then one party has second thoughts, and the whole thing collapses.
The continued support from Bolton and other politicians for the Sahrawi cause highlights that the call for justice remains strong, as many persist in defending a people deprived of their right to self-determination for decades now. It serves as a clear reminder that international legitimacy endures and cannot be erased by the passage of time.
With that, we end tonight's bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Good night.